Chapter 2 Principles of Management Question Answers from Class 12th Business Studies Part 1 Book Principles and Functions of Management. Exercises Very short answer type. Question 1 What makes principles of management flexible? Answer Management principles are varied and one rule cannot be applied to all cases. Thus, a manager has to assess the situation and then determine the best solution to the issue at hand. For this reason, management principles are flexible. Question 2 State the main objective of time study. Answer Time study was undertaken to determine a standard time that is required to complete a designated job. This time would then be set as the standard time for the job completion. Question 3. Name the principle that is an extension of the harmony, not discord. Answer. It is cooperation, not individualism, which is the extension of the principle harmony, not discord. Question 4. State any two causes of fatigue that may create hindrance in the employee's performance. Answer. The two causes of fatigue are: first, long working hours without breaks; second, dissatisfactory working conditions. Question 5. SanakLal and Gagan started their career in Wales Limited after going through a rigorous recruitment process. Since they had no prior work experience, the firm decided to give them 1 year to prove themselves. Name the principle of management followed by Wales Limited. Answer. Wales Limited followed the principle of stability of personnel. Question 6. Which technique is used by Taylor for distinguishing efficient and inefficient workers? Answer. Differential piece wage system was used by Taylor, under which workers are paid according to their efficiency. An efficient worker will get higher wages as compared to an inefficient worker. Next, short answer type. Question 1. How is the principle of unity of command useful to management? Explain briefly. Answer. Unity of command is a principle of management that a person should be answerable to only one of his superiors. It states that if a person receives commands from two or more people, then this principle is violated. If such a principle is violated, it creates confusion for the employee, which can lead to instability and disturbance in the workflow. Therefore, to maintain a steady workflow and uninterrupted operations in the organization, unity of command is essential for management. Question 2. Define scientific management. State any three of its principles. Answer. Scientific management, developed by Frederick Taylor in 1911, uses tools, techniques, and skilled personnel to improve quality and reduce cost. Its principles include: first, science over rule of thumb; second, cooperation over individualism; third, development of every worker's efficiency and prosperity. Question 3. If an organization does not provide the right place for physical and human resources in an organization, which principle is violated? What are the consequences of it? Answer. The principle of order is violated when an organization fails to provide the right place for physical and human resources. This principle ensures the right person is in the right job and resources are well arranged. Its violation leads to chaos, delays in work, and can result in losses for the company. Question 4. Explain any 4 points regarding significance of principles of management. Answer. The significance of management principles includes: first, they guide managers in solving real life problems effectively. Second, they are based on logic, helping in unbiased decision making. Third, they form the foundation of management education and research. Fourth, they ensure optimum utilization of resources, improving organizational efficiency. Question 5. Explain the principle of scalar chain and gangplank. Answer. The scalar chain is the formal line of authority from the top to the lowest rank, ensuring orderly communication. Gangplank is a shortcut in this chain, used in emergencies, allowing direct communication between two levels without disturbing the hierarchy, thus saving time and improving efficiency. Question 6. A production manager at top level in a reputed corporate, Mr. Rathore, holds the responsibility for ordering new material for the firm. While deciding on the supplier for the financial year 2017 to 18, he gave the order to his cousin at a higher price per unit instead of the firm's usual supplier who was willing to lower the rates for the order. Which principle of management was violated by Mr. Rathore? What are the positive impacts of the following the above identified principle? Answer. In this case, Mr. Rathore has violated the principle of subordination of individual interest to the general interest. As per this principle, an individual should put organizational goals on priority over any personal interest. The positive impacts of this principle are: first, harmony in the working environment and a good office culture; second, increase in employee productivity; third, employees feel they are a part of the organization; fourth, helps in achieving organizational goals. Next, long answer type, essay type. Question 1. Explain the principles of scientific management given by Taylor. Answer. Frederick Winslow Taylor, known as the father of scientific management, introduced the principles to improve industrial efficiency. His key principles are: first, science, not rule of thumb. Taylor believed that work should be done using scientific methods instead of traditional trial and error. Scientific analysis helps find the most efficient way of performing tasks, reducing wastage of time and resources, and improving productivity. Second, harmony, not discord. Taylor emphasized the importance of maintaining harmony between management and workers. He advocated mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation instead of conflict. He introduced the concept of mental revolution, where both sides change their attitude and work together for the success of the organization. Third, cooperation, not individualism. Taylor opposed the idea of workers and managers working in isolation. He suggested close cooperation between both parties to achieve common goals. Workers should be encouraged to share ideas, and management should respect their input. Fourth, development of each person to their greatest efficiency and prosperity. Taylor believed in training workers scientifically to improve their skills and efficiency. This not only enhances the workers' productivity but also ensures their personal growth and career success. These principles laid the foundation for modern management practices focused on efficiency, teamwork, and scientific planning. Question 2. Explain the following principles of management given by Fayol with examples. A. Unity of direction. Answer. According to this principle, the efforts of each unit of the organization having a similar head and plan should move towards the achievement of the same objectives. Each division should have its own in charge and resources so as to prevent overlapping of activities. For example, a company manufacturing two different products should have separate in charge for both the products. Hence, two different departments and divisions need to be created. In case there is a single in charge, then there might be chances of duplication and poor utilization of resources. B. Equity. According to this principle, all the employees should be treated equally and as fairly as possible. No one should be discriminated against on the basis of their caste, religion, complexion, gender, nationality, etc. Example: men and women should be treated equally in a company. C. Spirit de corps. It means unity is strength. According to this principle, management should promote a spirit of mutual trust and belongingness among team members. It focuses on the word we instead of I. For example, in the military, all the soldiers work together with trust and confidence for the other members so as to collectively achieve their goal. D. Order. According to this principle, there should be a place for everyone and everything, and each person or the thing should be found in its his place. It helps in carrying out the activities on time and in a smooth manner. For example, in a plant layout, production is supposed to be taken on machine 1 and machine 2 in a sequence. Then both the machines should be arranged near to each other. If both the machines are far away from each other, then there can be delay in the production process, thus causing reduced productivity and high cost. E. Centralization and decentralization. This principle deals with the distribution of authority. Centralization means decision-making power is concentrated at the top level, while decentralization means distributing power to lower levels. Fayol suggested a balance between the two depending on the situation. Example: in the military, centralization is necessary due to the need for quick and unified action. However, in a large business organization, decentralization allows lower managers to make decisions, speeding up processes and increasing accountability. F. Initiative. According to this principle, workers should be provided with incentives to keep them motivated to work for the achievement of organizational goals. They should be encouraged to carry out their plans for improvement. It will make them comfortable to take more initiatives for the development of the organization. Example: if a factory worker suggests a way to reduce wastage and management accepts it, it builds confidence and encourages others to come up with innovative ideas. Question 3. Explain the technique of functional foremanship and the concept of mental revolution as enunciated by Taylor. Answer: functional foremanship is a technique developed by Frederick Winslow Taylor under the concept of scientific management. It is an extension of the principle of division of work, where Taylor proposed that a single foreman cannot possess all the knowledge required to guide and supervise workers efficiently in every aspect. Therefore, he introduced the idea of dividing the supervisory work among 8 different specialists, each responsible for a specific function of production. To ensure smooth workflow and efficiency, Taylor divided the factory system under 2 separate in charges. A. Planning in charge. These 4 specialists are responsible for planning the work before actual execution. First, instruction card clerk issues instructions to workers about how to perform their tasks. Next, route clerk decides the sequence or route through which production should move. Next, time and cost clerk prepares schedules for the completion of work and estimates the cost involved. Next, disciplinarian ensures discipline and adherence to rules among workers. B. Production in charge. These 4 specialists are responsible for ensuring that the plans are implemented effectively on the floor. First, Speed Boss ensures timely and efficient performance of tasks. Second, Gang Boss arranges all tools, materials, and machinery required for work. Third, Repair Boss maintains machinery and tools in good condition and handles repairs. Next, inspector checks the quality of work and ensures it meets the required standards. This technique allowed workers to receive expert guidance from multiple foremen, which improved efficiency, reduced wastage, and ensured high quality output. Next, mental revolution. The concept of mental revolution was one of the most significant ideas given by Taylor. It refers to a complete change in the mindset and attitude of both workers and management towards each other. In the traditional setup, workers and managers often had conflicting goals. Workers wanted more wages, while managers wanted more output at lesser cost. This often led to mistrust, dissatisfaction, and disputes. Taylor believed that such conflict can be eliminated through mental revolution, which involves: first, managers working for the welfare of workers, providing good working conditions, fair wages, and opportunities for growth. Next, workers realizing that the success of the business benefits them as well, so they should work sincerely and efficiently. Next, both sides should replace suspicion with mutual trust and conflict with cooperation. When both management and employees work together with a sense of unity, it leads to higher productivity, better morale, and mutual prosperity. Question 4. Discuss the following techniques of scientific work study. A. Time study. Answer. Time study helps in finding out the standard time required to perform a well-defined job. Time study also assists in determination of wages, drafting incentive schemes, manpower requirements, etc. B. Motion study. Answer. It refers to the study of movements like changing positions, lifting objects, putting objects, etc., which are undertaken while doing a job. The objective of a motion study is to eliminate the unnecessary movements in order to complete a task in a shorter time. C. Fatigue study. Answer. It seeks to determine the amount and frequency of rest intervals in completing a task to increase productivity. Rest is essential to perform the work with full capacity. This study helps to find out the standard intervals of break that help a worker to regain its energy. D. Method study. Answer. The objective of method study is to find out the best way of doing the job. By determining the best method, one can minimize the cost of production and maximize the quality and satisfaction of the customer. E. Simplification and standardization of work. Standardization is based on scientific management techniques. It is the setting of standards or benchmarks for any activity. The purpose of standardization is to improve the quality of work and attain excellence. It also determines standards of performance for both men and machines. Simplification is all about eliminating the diversity in the products that are unnecessary and utilizing the best of the resources, reducing the inventories and increasing the turnover of the organization. In addition to reducing labor and machine cost, simplification helps in the optimum uses of the resources and removes unnecessary costs for the organization. Question 5. Discuss the differences between the contributions of Taylor and Fayol. Answer. The differences between the contributions of Taylor and Fayol are: Taylor's contribution. It was conceptualized by Frederick Taylor in 1911. Fayol contribution. It was conceptualized by Henry Fayol in 1916. Taylor's contribution concept, scientific theory of management. Fayol's contribution concept, it is a general theory of administration. Taylor's contribution personality, Taylor was a practicing mechanical engineer. Fayol personality, Fayol was working as a mining engineer. Taylor principles and techniques, techniques like functional foremanship and scientific management were introduced along with the different studies such as motion study, time study, etc. were introduced by Taylor. Fayol principles and techniques, principles of management such as equity, spirit de corps, etc. were introduced by Henry Fayol in his theory of 14 principles of management. Taylor application of principles. Principles suggested by Taylor are applicable in specialized situations. Principles suggested by Fayol are universal in their applicability. Taylor's contribution emphasis was on low-level management. Fayol's contributions emphasis was on top-level management. Taylor's contribution approach. The approach is that of an engineer. Fayol contribution approach. The approach is that of a manager. So friends, you can note them down. Question 6. Discuss the relevance of Taylor and Fayol's contribution in the contemporary business environment. Answer. Principles of both Taylor and Fayol play a significant role in the contemporary business environment. Act as guidelines. These principles act as a guideline to managers for making decisions and taking appropriate actions. Next, flexible. Such principles can be modified according to the demand of the situation, which helps the managers to solve the problem accordingly. Next, can be used in a number of situations. It can be used in various situations, and the decisions based on this will be backed by facts and logic, which makes it more applicable. Next, provides lessons. These principles help the managers to learn from their past mistakes by providing insight into real world business. Next, universally applicable. These principles have universal applicability, which makes them more reliable. Next, higher efficiency. It helps in development of an organization by improving efficiency and effectiveness with minimum use of resources and cost. Next, Bhasin Limited was engaged in the business of food processing and selling its product under a popular brand. Lately, the business was expanding due to good quality and reasonable prices. Also, with more people working, the market for processed food was increasing. New players were also coming to cash in on the new trend. In order to keep its market share in the short run, The company directed its existing workforce to work overtime, but this resulted in many problems. Due to increased pressure of work, the efficiency of the workers declined. Sometimes the subordinates had to work for more than one superior, resulting in declining efficiency. The divisions that were previously working on one product were also made to work on two or more products. This resulted in a lot of overlapping and wastage. The workers were becoming indisciplined. The spirit of teamwork, which had characterized the company previously, was beginning to wane. Workers were feeling cheated and initiative was declining. The quality of the products was beginning to decline and market share was on the verge of decrease. Actually, the company had implemented changes without creating the required infrastructure. A. Identify the principles of management out of 14 given by Henry Fayol that were being violated by the company. Answer. Following principles of management were violated. First, unity of command, as employees were working under more than one superior. Next, unity of direction, as the divisions were made to work on more than one product. Next, spirit de corps, as the workers lacked the spirit of teamwork. Discipline, the workers were getting indisciplined due to increased pressure. Next, initiative, as workers were feeling cheated and were lacking any initiative. Next, order, the implementation of changes were made without arranging for proper infrastructure. Next, division of work, they were made to work overtime without any proper division of work. B. Explain these principles in brief. Answer. The principles are explained below. First, unity of command. There should be one and only one superior for every individual employee, as if the employees receives orders from more than one superior, then it may lead to confusion in the minds of employees regarding what to do and who to follow. Next, unity of direction. According to this principle, the efforts of each unit of the organization having a similar head and plan should move towards the achievement of the same objectives. Each division should have its own in charge and resources so as to prevent overlapping of activities. Next, spirit de corps. According to this principle, efforts should be made on the part of management to promote a sense of mutual trust and belongingness among the team members. Also, use of the word we should be prioritized over the word I to inculcate the sense of unity among the members. Next, discipline. Everyone should follow the rules and regulations which are necessary for the working of the organization. Next, initiative. According to Fayol, subordinates should be encouraged to make and execute plans within the prescribed limits of authority. Next, order. According to this principle, there should be a place for everyone and everything, and each person or the thing should be found in his place. It helps in carrying out the activities on time and in a smooth manner. Next, division of work. Each task is performed by a specialist or trained employee so that it will be completed effectively and efficiently. C. What steps should the company management take in relation to the above principles to restore the company to its past glory? Answer. Steps which can be taken by the company are: first, motivation and proper incentive should be provided to workers. Next, scientific management should be adopted. Next, teamwork and coordination should be promoted for development of the organization. Next, one subordinate should receive instruction from one superior only for smooth functioning of the organization. Next, there must be separate divisions for different products. Next, efforts should be made regarding the arrangement of proper infrastructure. Next, the work should be divided optimally and overtime should be avoided. Next, further information related to the above question. The management of company Bhasin Limited now realized its folly. In order to rectify the situation, it appointed a management consultant, Mukti Consultants, to recommend a restructure plan to bring the company back on the rails. Mukti Consultants undertook a study of the production process at the plant of the company Bhasin Limited and recommended the following changes. The company should introduce scientific management with regard to production. Production planning, including routing, scheduling, dispatching, and feedback, should be implemented. In order to separate planning from operational management, functional foremanship should be introduced. Work study should be undertaken to optimize the use of resources. Standardization of all activities should be implemented to increase efficiency and accountability. To motivate the workers, differential piece rate system should be implemented. The above changes should be introduced apart from the steps recommended as an answer to part C. Case problem 6 above. It was expected that the changes will bring about a radical transformation in the working of the company and it will regain its pristine glory. A. Do you think that introduction of scientific management as recommended by M consultants will result in intended outcome? Answer. Yes, as suggested by the new management consultant, that is Mukti Consultants, scientific management techniques will be helpful for the organization. It will improve the quality and quantity of the product with a reduction in cost. B. What precautions should the company undertake to implement the changes? Answer. Following precautions need to be taken. First, production planning should be implemented in a systematic way. Next, differential piece rate system should not promote unhealthy and ugly competition between the workers. Next, functional foremanship should be introduced with proper motivation for the employees. Next, standardization techniques should be implemented in different aspects of production and proper methods should be developed for their training so that quality products are produced. Next, employees can be offered monetary incentives to motivate them to work more efficiently. Next, not only work study, other methods should be introduced like motion study, time study, and fatigue study. C. Give your answer with regard to each technique separately as enunciated in points 1 through 6 in the case problem. Answer. The company should introduce the latest form of scientific management with due consideration to human factors in mind and by obtaining their motivated willingness. First, production planning, including routing, scheduling, dispatching, and feedback should be implemented. Next, functional foremanship will be good, but it neglects unity of command and it is not useful for the company, so it should be avoided. Next, standardization should be implemented because it will improve productivity and also reduce quality variations, but right training and willingness must be obtained. Next, differential piece rate system. If it is introduced, then it should be done with extreme caution. It must not result in unhealthy competition, hence monetary and non-monetary incentives can be introduced in place of differential piece rate systems. Friends, we have completed all the question answers from chapter 2, Principles of Management. I have tried as much as possible to make the answers short. If you like the video, kindly like it and share it with your friends. You can support me with channel membership and super thanks. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.